All right, welcome back. So today I'm gonna fire up my 5T. Gonna put some VP fuel in it. I like to run fuel through them after they've been sitting for a while, just to keep the carburetors nice and moist and wet and that kind of stuff. So this one's been sitting, I think, for about 6 months now. Maybe less, maybe 4 months, but I have a little time. So I'm gonna fire up the 5T. So I've already got the remote on for the kill switch. So we're gonna add some fuel to this because I drain all the fuel out. Yeah, it's nice and dry. So we're gonna add some of this premix. Hybrid says this is the way to go. So I picked some up. Maybe I should shake this can up. All right, just wanted to butt in here before we get this thing fired up. I've always run pump gas with two-stroke oil mixed in on all my two-stroke cars. I have run Trick race fuel mixed with two-stroke oil, and I have done that. But what's going on here in California now is the ethanol content in our fuel for our personal cars because of the so-called gas shortage. The ethanol content used to be 10% or less. Now it could be as high as 20, 30%, whatever they deem fit, just to sell us gas. They say it's to keep the gas prices down, but I just don't believe it. You know, personal opinion, I feel when something makes sense, it makes sense, and that's not making sense. But to get on with why I chose to run this VP fuel that it seems like most hobby shops are now starting to carry around me. Hybrid RC showed this on one of his live streams, showing that he's buying premixed, and this is not cheap. This one doesn't have a price tag on. I don't know what I paid for it, but I know the time it takes me to get to the Trick flow, or it's not even Trick flow, it's Trick race fuel pump that we have here in California. It's almost $15, $16 a gallon for that stuff now. And by the time you add in the premix oil, it's just way easier to do something like this. And you know, for me, when something makes sense like this, 25 to 1 quart, and Hybrid recommending it, it definitely makes sense to run that. If you run pump gas in your RCs, what's going to happen is the carburetors are going to get destroyed. I've always drained out all the fuel and run a little bit of the premix oil through some stuff, and I've been very fortunate to where I haven't had any of my carburetors go bad to where I had to replace them. I have had to take them apart and clean out the gunk that's on the inside of them, but I've never had them eat up all the seals and do that kind of stuff. So when somebody recommends something, you know, and it makes sense, I suggest that you try it. I don't know how old Hybrid is, Hybrid RC, but made sense when he was talking about this. You know, I'm up in my 50s. I always say you're never too old or too young to learn from somebody who is talking like they know, or they know. If it makes sense, it makes sense. And it made sense to run this. So I bought a couple of these quarts so that I can get them in my two strokes. I'm gonna run them through. It's gonna keep everything lubricated, and it definitely makes sense. So there you go, back to the video. Just wanted to add that and talk about why I'm choosing to run this VP fuel now, especially here in California. I'm sure I don't know what other states are doing, but here in California, we have a lot of ethanol content. And if you can't control what you're putting into your toys, how do we know what we're putting in our real cars? It's not a good thing right now. So you might want to switch over to some race fuel. And definitely on your personal cars, maybe add some cleaners and some octane booster to it. I have a feeling our injectors in our personal cars are going to start getting eaten up. Kind of like E85. When you let it sit, it just gums up everything. So go ahead and get yourself some race fuel, which is a slower burning fuel that's already pre-mixed. Don't have to think about it. Shake up the bottle before you put it in your fuel system and get it through your RC cars. But there you go. Listen to those who are smarter than you. So this is I think a 25-to-1 pre-mix VP. Don't want to add too much to it. This stuff is not cheap. The bowl's empty, so we're going to prime the bowl. There we go. Got some fuel in it. Make sure my throttle's not hung open. We got a choke. Oh, there goes the Jado. Too much stuff on my workbench. I didn't hear it try to fire. Oh, the button was stuck in. There we go. So I'll just get it fired up, just to run some fuel through it and get our battery disconnected. I do have it on some tires just so it doesn't take off. But I gotta fire up my my other two gas ones as well. Get some temperature into the motor, that kind of stuff. Since it's a rainy day, I've been wanting to take these things out. Wow, man, that was difficult. The header, this is a Losi pipe, but slipped right on last time. Just struggling with it. But the K&N one, I want to get it up here, get it fired up as well. Just run some premium fuel through it. Fun fact about race fuel, like VP fuel, which is a good race fuel. People think that it's like jet fuel, that the higher octane, the hotter burn you get, which that's incorrect. You would think, oh, race fuel, it's really going to be a powerful hot burn inside that cylinder, going to give me a lot of power. But that's not actually what race fuel does. What race fuel does is it's a slow burning fuel, so it keeps the cylinder nice and wet and a long slow burn. So on the downward stroke, it's not leaving the cylinder walls nice and dry. So you're not burning up motors, you know, quick. So when the cylinders are kind of washed out with fuel, you don't get knocking because there's still moisture in there. And that's what race fuel does. So the higher the octane, the slower the burn, not the hotter the burn. So just wanted to turn on the camera. Been in the garage renting on some cars, but I had to get the 5T fired up and figured kick on the camera and have you guys come along, show you what I'm doing. But I'll get my K&N one up here. It's the original DBXL. I put a 32cc motor that came from Smith RC Studio. I saw he got his Taylor DBXL fired up today, got it working again, and I was like, man, I really got to get mine fired up since they've been sitting so long. Figured I'd take you guys along for the ride, give you guys some RC content. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. So the driver of this Mack truck thinks he's a pit bull now that he got a brand new truck. He got his little pit dog on the front of the Mack truck doing 100 push-ups in front of it in the street.
That's right.